Hey everyone, welcome to the video that I'm going to be doing on Bitcoin. Today is March the 4th, 2020. We've had a large insurgence in our Discord server, and just throw in the comment out there if you'd like to be part of our Discord server. Just throw out a comment in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And for all of you that are part of the Discord community, thank you for being there. And you're all great. And I enjoy all of the conversation that we have in our stock market channel, in our Bitcoin channel. It's just been really great. Before I get started, of course, this isn't financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. And if this video does help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Tell your friends. And let's go ahead and take a look at the charts here. Okay, so I'm zoomed in quite a bit here because I want to take a look at what we've got here on the chart. I think that we've got a correction that's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. Again, I do all of my videos in real time, so anytime I make some of these edits, I'm making these changes for the first time. So what I'm looking at here as of course, before I get into what I'm looking at, what we're looking for a move down here to this 8,600 level. Hasn't quite happened yet. We've gotten some defense. I'll talk about that in a second. We're looking to get out at about 91.75, and then we're looking for another short opportunity up at about 9,300, and then of course making a stop loss right before our invalidation zone, which we talked about in the video yesterday. And I will cover that as well. But for the time being, what I'm seeing here, this is taking a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this little green box. I'm going to just take it away for right now. I'm thinking that this is probably going to go a little bit longer, and I think this C is probably going to come all the way out here. And I think this was actually the A, and then we've got here for the B. So in other words, we've got an A, B, C into the A, B, C into the B, and now we look like we're doing an A, a B, and then we're looking for this move down here to the C. It is going to happen, more than likely. I don't want to be too confident here, but I think that we're probably going to raid the low that we had here. We just made an attempt to raid this low here. It didn't quite happen. I do think it probably will happen. From a technical standpoint, from this top to this bottom, and on the retrace, our 100% move takes us down here potentially to 85.50. So, even going all the way down to 85.50 is a good possibility. I happen to have a pretty big order at about 85.75. I'm not going to stop loss until we get down here below 85.20, but I'm still looking for the majority of my orders to be filling down here at the 8,600 to 8,650 range. But then again, I do at 85.75, I've got another order down there. Now let's talk a little bit about the level that we are currently finding as support. Yeah, Albus, I'll take a look at Chainlink. I'm still looking at, just off the top of my head, I'm still looking at about $5.80, but it is possible for it to go a little bit higher. So the level that's currently providing support for us is going to be about right here. So what we've got, and let me just remove this because that is also support. That's what we're using as a basis for our stop loss. But let's just take a look here at this current level. We've got support here. We've tried to break down. We found that as support again. We broke down. We came up to it, tried to get support, broke down again, but eventually came back up. Clustering right here. It was then resistance and resistance and resistance, and then we came back and did a retest here of support, and we just did that again. So, full disclosure, I did have nibbles, and I have a long position from about 8,700 and some change for my averaging, and right now, we look like we're trying to recover, but what I want to look at is our indicator. The 3 hour is getting very close to signaling a buy again. It's not quite there, but it's very close to signaling a buy. We're not quite there yet. The hourly also, the way this is looking, if we close this hour, which still is only halfway over, if we close this hour above 87.60, then I would say that it's probably going to rebound a little bit more, and potentially this is an A, B, and then maybe we've got a higher B to go into this, maybe all the way up here almost to 89. 7900 again. But you know, in essence, we're looking for these highs to remain those local highs. So what we have from here, we've got a a decent trend line. You could ignore this wick right here. We've got this one, this one. So this is our trend line that we're currently keeping inside of. And if we take this from a different perspective and we take this from a channel instead of just a trend line, let's take a look at that. Got from here, and then we go down to this low, and then this is finding support here at the median. We tried to break down below it. The next time we probably will. And this takes us down here to potentially to 85.60. Depending on how long this takes, we may be considering actually moving bids lower if we come back and retest the bottom of this. Because this, again, A and a B, and then looking for the C to come back down here to potentially below 8,600. So I might actually consider moving my bids just a little bit lower, but that is something that I'm definitely keeping an eye on. Now, something that would be concerning to me, I don't think this is going to happen based on what I'm seeing here on the technicals, but if we come back down here to 86.60 and we bounce again, right? So if we start to see something a little bit like this, so we've got this move down, and then we've got a bounce here, and then if we have a lower bounce here, and then we find another lower bounce, this is probably just going to keep going lower. So if this happens again one more time, a bounce here 86.75, and then we get a lower high without a rally, I'm going to be probably removing these bids because chances are at that point this is going to end up going lower, so I'm not going to take that risk. But if on the next move down here to 86.50, if we break down on the next move, I'll be fine taking these buys. But if we do get another bounce here at 86.50 and get a lower high, so we've got this high here, we've got this high here, another lower high here. If we get a lower high here and then we get a bounce and then we get a lower high, this is probably going to go lower. I'll probably be removing those bids. So that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to as we try and get a good entry here on this formation, because I do believe, based on at least the 3 hour, definitely the 1 hour, if we if we get a good buy down here, we've got good potential for a rally up to this 9100. 9100 is really the algo target that we'd be paying attention to, but the 382 sitting here at 9135, very, very good possibility we go there, and then we'll be closing out of that long position and then just being patient and waiting for a short position, just basically paying ourselves and then waiting for the next trade, which the next trade potentially is going to be up here at about 9300. And then of course the stop loss, let's talk about the stop loss here. Stop loss for the 9300 short is going to be right here on this red line, which is going to be at about 94.85. And the reason why 94.85 is the stop loss is because on our move here, we've got nice 5 waves, and then we've got 3 waves up here into the 2, and then what we're looking for is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here at 8400, which would complete the 3. The 3 being right here. Excuse me. And then we're looking for the correction here up to the C, and we cannot violate this 1 wave here. And if we do, then there's something else going on here. If we do violate that, more than likely this is going to be a 1, a 2, and then we're working on a 3 instead of an A and a B and a C. I'm expecting we're doing an A, B, C, and then we're going to make this move down, this last move down here to this confluence zone at about 78 to 7900, 7900 to 8000. That's where I'm going to be expecting this to go as long as this remains an ABC correction. So that's what I am paying attention to. That's what I'm keeping my eye on. I'm still waiting for this entry down here at 8600. I will be doing a stop loss, and looking at this on a 2-hour time frame will give us a little more clarity on our support and resistance zones. We're talking about the stop loss here at the closure of these candles. Lots of wicks down here to support. I don't expect us to come down below this level, and if we do, then likely we are going to be making that low sooner. But nonetheless, I'm still looking for 8,600 for the majority of my longs. I've got a bigger entry or bigger order at 85.75, but I'll be cutting losses probably about 8,500. I do have a short in Ripple, which is kind of going to be my hedge against this. If you're on the Discord, I posted that in the trade ideas. And so yeah, I posted in the trade ideas so you can see there. And this is a larger wave too. So Chris asked a really great question. Let me take a look at this on a different chart, see if I can get one that's a little cleaner. Something that doesn't have a whole lot of garbage on it. Okay, so am I looking at this as a wave two? I'm actually not. I'm actually not looking at this as a wave two. And if you are part of the insured, I talk about this, but I'll give you guys a little bit of a teaser as to what I'm seeing here. So from here, I'm seeing a 1, a 2, and then looking up here, 3, a 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 5th. We had a little bit of an extension. And now we're looking at this, as basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, okay? One could say this is going to look a little bit like a head and shoulders, but what's going to happen here is this is going to fail. I actually think this is an A, and then we're going to be looking for a zigzag, an A, B, C into a B. How high this goes, I don't know. But I actually think that this is probably going to be stretching on a little bit longer than what I've got projected here. Yeah, I'll fix this, but I think that this move here is probably actually going to happen in April. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before we go up. I think this is the wave 2. So what you're talking about is from down here, we've got a 1. I don't think this is the 2. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to buy it, because I am. I do not believe this is the 2. I believe the 2 is going to be further out here, and it's probably even going to be further out than that. And then we're going to talk about our 3, 4, 5 in about 6 months. I don't believe that we are done correcting this larger move here. I do believe it does look like a 1, but I believe that this 2 is going to take a significant amount of time, and whether or not it's going to be a 2 or something else is going to be, it's really going to be up for discussion. But let me see if I can just clean this up. So basically what we've got here, we've got the 3, we're looking for the 4, and then we're going to go down for the 5, taking us down closer to the end of March. And again, here's our 8,079.75, and then we're going to be looking for a big move up for an A, a B. People are going to say, oh, here's our 1, 2 of the 3. We're going to get up. We may even break 10,500. We might break that level. But I think by the end of April, it's when we start the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go lower. We start freaking people out. People get super bearish. People get very, very apprehensive about the market. They think that we're going to zero again because we just had another double top, potentially. I'm not saying we're going to have a double top. Nobody can tell if we're going to have a double top, but it is very, very well in the realm of possibility. We will have a rally in April, and potentially we could get stopped again at 10,500 and we get a failure to launch. Then we pull back down. So this is actually an alternate account that I have. I'm not going to discuss my main account. I talk about that in the insured area of the Discord, but it tends to freak people out, so I'm not going to really get into it. But I am planning on taking a long position here in April. And I'm planning on getting out probably around 10,000 to 10,500, probably just be scaling out along the way, leaving a little bit for a runner in case I'm wrong, in case we go up. But I am going to be starting to look for a short position. And I'm looking to get out of that around 7,600. All right, guys. That's basically what I've got here. I think we've got potential move back down to the the 8600s, and then I'll be taking a long position up here to that 9100, looking to stop on the other side of either 94.50, potentially 9300. So I'm going to be looking to get out of the long position in this range. I'm going to be looking for a short position. We talked about this looking at the BitMEX chart. Then I'm going to be looking to get out of this around 7,900 or so. But yeah, I do think that we do have more shakeout. I do not believe that we are ready to launch just quite yet. I will be taking long positions and short positions along the way, but nonetheless, I do think that the last half of this year is where we're going to be rewarded for this. But for the time being, I'm not really ready to be on the moon mission. I don't think it's time yet. Okay, that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for joining, everybody. Thanks for watching the video, and you know, like, subscribe, share, whatever you'd like to do. If you'd like to join the Discord, just throw in a comment. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out for you. And wherever you are in the world, have a good day, a good night, and a good evening.